and members of the military had to get involved to secure the members of parliament for them to make way outside Bunge Towers, Smriti.
Right, and of course they did manage to escape to Bunge Towers through that underground channel as those protesters entered Parliament building. Melita Oletenges is still on the ground. Melita, where are you? And we've just spoken with Fred Muitiriri, and we've also been seeing pictures from within and outside Parliament. When I last spoke to you this afternoon, the scenes were absolutely chaotic outside Parliament. At some point, it seemed like things were simmering down, but what is happening where you are?
Well, Smriti, what you're looking at is the aftermath of what has been a siege in the Parliament compounds and Parliament buildings at large for the past about an hour. And the destruction we have witnessed here is, as you can see there, destruction from gates, fences that have been brought down by protesters. This is actually where they managed to get access to the Parliament compound from. Now, just to put you in a picture, this is just the entrance to the Jomo Kenyatta Mausoleum, which is just a few meters from what used to be hotel. Now, they managed to actually jump over the fence from the road outside Intercontinental Hotel, and then they entered the Parliament compound. And what you can see there is the remains of what has been the siege. The fences have been brought down, but we can see special forces are actually keeping tight in the compound. We have been trying to get access, but we have been denied. But be as it may, we'll show you the destruction out here. Those are the gates that I was talking about earlier when we spoke on phone. And the gates and the fences. But if Fidel can just show you on my right side is the aftermath of that truck that was raised down by protesters. Now, this is to show you, Smitty, that protesters had advanced beyond this point. When you see a lorry has been raised down, it means they had actually swept through this area, and they were about Parliament, and then now they jumped over the fence and accessed the Parliament buildings. Now, the destruction that we have witnessed here. This is also a gate, as you can see, a very modern gate here that is used by members of Parliament. Windows have also been shattered, windows, and a certain wing of Parliament has been completely raised down by protesters. If Fidel can just zoom in, you can see yonder, just some few meters from where we are standing. That is a wing of Parliament buildings that has been raised down by protesters, and the Inferno has been put out just a few minutes ago, as well as the Inferno that was still raising the truck that we've just shown you. As you can see those pictures, you'll notice that there are police officers in civilian, and we have special forces who are donning a brown and blue fatigue, military fatigue, mainly worn by the special forces. We can see also a helicopter is hovering above us here in buildings. Now, inside Parliament, which we will just show you in a few minutes to come, is that the protesters gained access to the Senate chambers just moments after they brought down the national flags outside the gate that leads to Parliament. They brought down all those flags that you see usually hoisted there. Fidel just showing you that picture. You can see that those poles usually have national flags hoisted, but no flag there now because protesters swept through that section of Parliament and brought down those flags and entered the chambers, that is the Senate, where we are reliably informed by my colleague Zainab Ismail, who's inside the chambers, that they have actually destroyed much of the equipment there, including tablets and also material that they could put their hands on. They have been able to carry television sets. We saw a number of them carrying them away. And they entered, and then for about 20 minutes or so, they were inside causing mayhem and havoc. Remember, all this is to oppose the Finance Bill 2024, which they have termed as very punitive, and they say the government is oppressing them further, even when they feel their backs are against the wall. So those are scenes, that is the aftermath. As I said, we shall be going inside Parliament in 2 minutes, but just to show you the situation here is that now the protesters have retreated a bit, and the police are pressing them even further towards town, and that is what has been happening. We have had live ammunition consistently. Even when it stopped, it only stopped for a few minutes, but the police would then continue. And a few moments ago, I've seen special forces stepping out of Parliament. We'll restrict ourselves from that side. Fidel, if we can just go back this way, just to paint a picture of Parliament Road. Now, walk with me. This is Parliament Road. As you can see, debris here from barricades that are used to mark footpaths in different parts of the city. A litter bin here, a litter bin here, and you can see this is the pole of City Hall Way. Also here, a number of barricades are just lying down here. Parliament Road is dotted with havoc, and if I may say, now police officers have stand down because this is the water cannon. They are not using that anymore. Smriti, this is where protesters were gunned down as they marched towards Parliament before other protesters gained access from the other side. The bodies have now been removed. We counted about 4 bodies lying here on Parliament Road, and police officers are still, staying here, staying put to ensure that the protesters don't go back. You can see someone there has been injured, a police officer also trying to get medical attention from medics. Now, this is what the message has been from protesters of the Occupy Parliament. And you can see there, what do you call this? This is like boards. They have built a monument of sorts just opposing the Finance Bill 2024. And the messages are clearly written there. Total shutdown, Occupy Parliament. Police officers are trying to carry this away. As you can see there, just trying to push the whole thing aside. This is where we are at with this coverage. Smriti, there has been lots of activity following the aftermath of that access by protesters into Parliament buildings. And when they accessed Parliament buildings, Smriti, we could actually see from the outside, we could see workers or other staff who work in Parliament. They were rather shaken by what was happening. Some of them were running for their lives. Some of them just stood put, just looking in awe of what was happening, because this seemed like wouldn't happen, but this has actually happened. And from reports on the ground, including inside the chambers, is that the protesters have not left anything unturned. We are making our way towards the Parliament entrance, hoping that we will get inside. But as you can see now, this there has been a sort of calm that has been restored on this part. But earlier on, it was havoc, and protesters were actually walking down this road from Parliament. And earlier on, actually, we witnessed the protesters also escorting I think, nominated Senator Bishop Koskei from Baringo, and they were actually escorting him, I think, from the chambers, walking towards the Parliament canteen, but unfortunately they were stopped in their tracks there, and the MP actually had to go inside by himself. So you can see water cannons are parked by the roadside here on Parliament Road, and police officers who were trying to resist the protesters from different sides of this Parliament buildings have actually stood down. There's a bit relaxation here from the pictures you are looking at. We are walking towards Parliament, the entrance to Parliament. So stay with us as we hope to show you the pictures inside and the aftermath after that raid by protesters inside Parliament. Now, Smriti, as I reported earlier, we had protesters walking up to us with rounds of ammunition that were cartridges that had been fired by police officers. And as I have mentioned, we have witnessed bodies outside Parliament, that is on Parliament Road, that have been taken away by police officers and ambulance. Now, we'll try to see whether we can access the building now. We have been trying to access. This is what we've faced for a couple of times now. We're just trying to show you what is happening inside Parliament buildings. But as you can see, the gates here are actually being locked by the security apparatus here. But this is what we have been trying for the last couple of minutes, last couple of moments that we've been trying to come here. But let's just go to the other side together with my camera person, Fidel. Now, there were vehicles that were earlier parked outside on this parking, but now they were moved very fast inside the parking that is at the basement of Parliament. Now, this is what we are looking at from this part, but we are keen to see whether members of Parliament are still holed up inside or they are outside, because we understand that security has been bolstered immediately after we witnessed that fracas here. Then we witnessed some members of Parliament come out, but we also witnessed some members of Parliament run in to hide from the protesters who are angry with the finance bill, angry with the president, a generation that is saying our voice must be heard, a generation that is saying despite our age, despite how few we may be, our voice must be heard, and a generation that has also put other generations before that to task, who have come out now to voice also their concerns in regards to mistreatment of the protesters by police officers. Now, Smriti, as we try to gain access to Parliament, please allow me to hand it back to you in studio for a bit as we catch a breath, Smriti.
Well, that's from Parliament, giving us a sense of what's happening, a good picture of the breakages and the breaches that has happened on the fence of Parliament and right inside Parliament. We've seen police vehicles that have been mobilized, halfly torched right outside Parliament. On the other side, we have seen, as you can see, medics there trying really to help those who were injured. Right in the precinct of just around Parliament. A lot of action there of medics really trying to help those who've been injured. A gentleman there